Hello, students. This is the video lecture that I'm doing for JMS 200 Spring 2025. I've never done a video lecture from this location before, so I'm very excited. Inshallah, fingers crossed, inshallah, it's going to work. Okay, this is an overview of the class where I explain what the class is about, why it matters, blah, blah, blah. Go over some of the rules and procedures. You're probably familiar with this kind of stuff, especially some of you all who are seniors. But it also functions as a quiz. There are questions embedded within the video. It demonstrates how this tool called Play Posit works. I use this for all the video lectures in the class. Okay. In general, there's 5 other quizzes that you're going to take, 5 main quizzes. I dropped the lowest quiz grade from that. I'm not going to drop this because I don't really consider it kind of like a regular quiz. I just call it a syllabus quiz to make sure you actually complete the assignment, and it will again familiarize you with the major elements of the class and some of the procedures. All right. And before I share my screen and go over some slides I put together, just let me explain what the class is about. It's called Introduction to Contemporary Media. What we do in this class is we survey and kind of study. Sometimes these might be called the legacy media institutions, radio, TV, film, newspapers, magazines. Also talk about video games. Oh, and we have music industry as well. And the reason we do this is because, well, 2 reasons. One, if you want to major in anything in the School of Journalism and Media Studies, JMS, that would be journalism, advertising, public relations, or media studies. If you want to major in one of these areas, you have to take the class. The class is a requirement. So why are you taking it? Because it's required. Done. End of conversation. But for most of y'all, I know there's a lot of upper division students in the class. You're probably taking this as a GE just to sort of round out your schedule because you need 3 units, and maybe you heard it was an interesting class. I don't know. I hope. I don't expect y'all to actually go on and work in any of the media industries, but if you want to be an educated person, and if you're in college taking this class, you want to be an educated person. Um, you need to understand how the media industries operate. If you understand the financial underpinnings of the major media industries, you can maybe understand how decisions are made, why decisions are made, and maybe it will help you. It will help you be a more educated person and a media literate person and a more savvy voter when you have to come time to vote and make a decision about leaders of the United States. You'll be able to understand things, and you won't fall prey to conspiracy theories. Of course, right when I try and do the lecture, airplanes fly overhead. Dangers of doing this outside. Okay, if you understand how the media industries operate and you're media literate, you won't fall prey to conspiracy theories or disinformation you get on social media or something like that. So I do want everyone to be educated and kind of understand how the major media industries operate and maybe learn a couple new buzzwords or new keywords or something. And again, if you want to actually work in one of these industries, you will take more advanced classes, face-to-face classes with smaller number of students in each class in your upper division. This is just kind of a big, broad, general overview. Okay, hopefully we got that out of the way with minimal airplane interruption. Now I will share my screen. How to get in touch with me. Okay, I've already gone over the spelling of my name in the Get to Know Me video. Hopefully y'all have seen that. Email me through Canvas inbox. Don't just email me directly. I have hundreds of students, hundreds, okay, of students. So if you email me directly, it's likely to get lost in the flood of emails that I get. So please, please, please email me through Canvas inbox. Class meets live on Zoom Tuesdays at 12:30. We only meet on Tuesdays, live on Zoom Tuesdays 12:30. I do not take attendance. The class is recorded. That video recording is posted on Canvas, inshallah, the same day, so you can watch it later or review it later before a quiz or something like that. But that's when we meet. We meet live on Tuesdays on Zoom at 12:30. Final deadline for everything is always going to be on a Thursday at 11:59 p.m. End of the day Thursday. That is when things are due. Now, I organize everything by module, and I post the modules. I make them live at least a week in advance, at least 1 week in advance. So you can't tell me that you're rushed to do something. You should plan for this in your schedule. If the material is available the previous Friday, you can do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's what I would do. Do not wait until 11 o'clock Thursday night, you might not be in the right mental frame of mind to be doing coursework, and your internet may go out. I'm going to have no sympathy for you. Do it early. Do the work early. Okay. There's no penalty for doing the work early, but it's always due Thursday, 11:59 p.m. And I know, just because of the way the class is scheduled, I know you do not have a class Thursday afternoon at 12:30, right? So you can't tell me you don't have any time on Thursday, because I know you have that slot filled up or open. You have that slot open. So that's the deadline. Do the work early. The material is posted a week in advance. Grading. Okay, 5 quizzes. I already mentioned that the lowest quiz grade is dropped. This doesn't count as one of those. I'm going to talk about quizzes in a moment. Video lectures done like this, with play pause it questions interspersed. I do put notes online, okay, that go along with every video lecture. Pack back assignments are worth 15% of your grade. I'll talk about that in a moment. Supplemental assignments. Now, I'm going to spend more time in this video talking about the supplemental assignments that I'm going to spend for the rest of the semester, because they're really not terribly important, but they are things that I have to go over. There's something called SONA. We'll go over that in a moment. And then there's the JMS assessment survey. JMS assessment survey. It's going to be due Thursday, January 30th. There's going to be a link on Canvas. Okay, now the purpose of this is not to grade you. It's to help us as professors evaluate our curriculum. I'm going to be teaching, I think this is my 18th year, been here a long time. We're always evaluating the curriculum, updating the curriculum, trying to improve it. And one of the ways we do that is we test students at the beginning of the JMS program and then again at the end to see if their knowledge has increased in certain key areas. Presumably, knowledge has increased. This assessment that we give in JMS 200 is the baseline. This provides us with the sort of pre-test or pre-exposure set of data that we have. So we don't expect you to know a lot of the information. You may not even know most of the information. So there's no purpose of open booking this or cheating or using Google. You're not going to get a grade per se. You're going to get points for completing it, right? I just want you to complete the survey. I don't care what grade you get, just complete the survey. It should not be a stressful thing at all. And then we give the same assessment to students who are graduating, seniors in the capstone, which is their final class they take in the program. And then we compare the results, presumably to see some improvement. And where we don't see improvement, we do change our curriculum. And I'm not just saying this, we actually do evaluate and update our curriculum constantly. And so we need to gather data from students at the beginning of the program, which is you, JMS 200. So follow the link on Canvas. Hopefully that makes sense. Don't cheat, just whatever you get, you get. This is the textbook. It's called The Mediated World. This is a revised edition or second edition. It came out in 2025. Okay. Most of the material in the class is going to be delivered to you through these video lectures. It is based on the textbook. So if you really want an A, if you're concerned about getting an A, and I think many of you are, I would highly, highly recommend and suggest reading the textbook, because not all the information from the textbook is in the video lectures. Okay, most of it is, a lot of it is, but not 100%. So the video lectures are based on these textbook chapters. So you're going to get more, you're really going to maximize your education, which is the point of being in college, right? If you get this textbook. If you're in Equitable Access, the program called Equitable Access, you will have access to it online. Otherwise, find it. I don't care if you get it from a friend, find a PDF. However, but you do need a second edition. Okay, you do need a second edition because it varies enough, just enough from the previous edition that you might be confused. So please, this is the version that you need. What about these video lectures? Okay, I think I already explained a little bit. I deliver them, trying to make them engaging. There's questions that are embedded within them using Play Posit. I put lecture notes on Canvas that have the relevant information. You could download those lecture notes. You could use them as your study guide. You could use that as a template and then fill in additional information. That's what smart students do, is take my lecture notes and then add on to them. The words should be appearing on the screen, okay? I get confused between the difference between captions and subtitles, but words on the bottom of the screen, the words should be appearing on the bottom of the screen. If they don't, find the CC button right here. I put an image on the screen. Find the CC button, click that, and it should make the words come up. I like to watch everything at home using subtitles because I'm a little bit older. I'm 56 years old, and it just helps me follow things. And my wife loves to watch British programs, and some of those accents can be a wee bit difficult to understand. You know what I mean, now, mate? So I prefer watching everything. And for those of you who maybe have some accommodations, you might find it helpful as well. I'm just putting that out there. Here's just a screenshot. This is what the lecture notes look like. I put a Word document for every video lecture up on Canvas. And if you want, I don't know if any student has ever done this. I don't know. But if you wanted to download the lecture notes as an audio file, as an MP3, Canvas will read it to you in that kind of robotic voice. I don't think it gives you an option to choose, say, Snoop Dogg or something like that. It just reads you in this robotic voice, but just letting you know that it's there for maybe some of you who want to consume the material that way. Okay, the quizzes. There's going to be 5 of them. They're 20 questions. It is not a group activity, okay? I don't care if you use the lecture notes or the textbook to help you with the quiz, but do not start a group chat and be texting with your friends because that kind of defeats the purpose of it. The questions are based on the video lectures. They're based on the stuff that I talk about in the live Zoom classes. Those are current events. So the material can come from all these different sources of information. The lowest grade is going to be dropped. So there's 5 quizzes. The lowest grade is dropped. The quizzes are timed. You have 30 minutes to complete it once you open it up. So you could open it at 12:30 in the morning on Thursday, or you could open it at 8 a.m. on Thursday, or noon on Thursday. Whenever, you're going to have 30 minutes from that time to complete it. Quizzes are always on Thursdays. I do that just for the sake of fairness and to maintain some semblance of integrity. Don't ask me to open it for you on a Wednesday because you're traveling. Don't even ask me. Don't ask me to reopen it for you on Friday because you overslept or you had a double shift at your restaurant. Just don't ask me that. Just do the quiz when it's due. They're simple. If you've been paying attention in class, it will not be difficult. Canvas works well on your phone. So even if you are at a restaurant job, you could do it on your phone in the bathroom, okay, or at the airport while you're traveling. And because I drop the lowest quiz grade, it's okay if you miss one, right? It's okay if you miss one. But that's the way the quizzes are handled. Packback. Okay. If you've never experienced Packback, I think some of y'all have, because other professors at SDSU have used Packback. It's worth 15% of your grade. This is essentially a discussion board. If you have equitable access, you have access to Packback. Again, if you have equitable access, you have access to Packback. If you don't have equitable access, you are going to have to pay for a subscription. All of this is explained if you follow the links on Canvas. Just follow the assignment links on Canvas. Do not go to Packback, pay for an account, and then try to sync it up with this class. It won't work. Just follow the links that are on Canvas. And on a week that there's a Packback due, it's not every week, it's most weeks, but not every week, you have to post an original question, a question about the material of the week. Don't ask a yes/no question. Don't say, when is the next quiz? Those aren't good questions. Ask something that's a little substantive. You ask a question and then you respond to 2 questions, okay? Ask 1 question, respond to 2 questions. And again, you have to do this by the deadline, 11:59 p.m. on Thursday. The system gives you something called a curiosity score. You need a minimum curiosity score of 50. If you write a garbage question or a very simple question or something that's very short, you will not get the appropriate curiosity score. You have the opportunity to revise it. So it'll show you what the curiosity score is. And if you got a 40, you can revise the question. Usually you have to write 2 or 3 sentences, right? 1 sentence may not do it, but if you write 2 or 3 sentences, a valid question, you're going to get the minimum curiosity score. And you need to respond to 2 of your classmates' questions. Okay, respond to 2 of your classmates' questions. And again, the curiosity score still comes into effect. That's to prevent you from just responding, yes, hallelujah, I agree. For the sake of discussion, I'm putting students into virtual groups based on your last name. So you only have 20 or 30 other people that you'll see online most commonly, but you can, if you spend 30 seconds looking at that, you can figure out how to get into another group. That's totally fine. The system doesn't care. You can respond, if your last name begins with J and you want to respond to someone whose last name begins with S or T, you can do that. The system will still give you the points. I just found it a little more helpful to put students in smaller groups so you don't have 250 questions to look at. We're a big class. We are a big class. Hopefully that makes sense. It seems confusing at first. Once you get into the hang of it, it will not be confusing. It will not be confusing. So once you get in the hang of it, it'll be easy. And again, I drop at least one, maybe even two of the lowest packback scores. Okay. So it's okay if you mess one or mess up on one. If you need help, here's a link. This is in the syllabus. The Packback is run by a separate company, not me. So if you have some question or issue with Packback, that's where you go to. I find it to be a very, very useful tool, and it really does stimulate good conversation and good feedback in the class. Sona. Okay, Sona. I don't use Sona. I'm just being honest. I don't use Sona, but my colleagues do. So I'm a good, nice guy. I'm trying to help out my colleagues, okay? I've been teaching for a long time. College students are often asked to do surveys, or people say, hey, Arsena, you got a big class, 250, sometimes 300 students. I want to do a survey about what do students think about BLM? What do students think about Israel, Hamas? What do students think about cigarette smoking? Whatever. Rather than constantly inundate you with these sort of random surveys, the university has come up with a system where we organize human subjects. That means people like you. You go, there's a link on the syllabus. There's a link in the syllabus. Go to this thing called Sona. You create an account, and throughout the semester, there will be different research opportunities, usually surveys or some type of study that a professor is doing, and they want to recruit students. One of my colleagues, Professor Santana, studies eye movement, eye tracking. Yeah. He uses Sona to recruit people for that. So you have to create a Sona account. Throughout the semester, you'll be getting emails, notifications about different research opportunities. You have to get a certain number of credits. I think it's 1 Sona credit to fulfill. It's just worth a couple of points. It's not a huge part of the class, but I would like people to participate in Sona, again, to help my colleagues who do rely on human subjects to do their research. Hopefully that's clear. So Sona is something that I encourage and make a required part of the class, but it's not a huge part of the class. It should not be stressful. And if you are going to take other JMS classes, everyone uses Sona. Everyone uses Sona, so you might as well get used to it. Okay, that's it. There was a little bit of airplane noise and maybe a little bit of other noise behind me, but I think it worked. I think this worked. My first time ever recording a video from this location.